Yes people, what's good? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me. This weekend it's UFC fight night, Max Holloway versus Arnold Allen. Let's get into it. Right, straight away then, Max Holloway. Everyone knows who Max Holloway is. We all know and love him. Got a record of 23-7. He's only got 2 wins in his last 5 outings, although the 3 losses came by Volkanovski. And 2 of those fights were pretty close. They were split decisions. The last one coming by unanimous decision. And to be fair, it was a bit of a beating that Volkanovski put on Holloway. But that's nothing to be ashamed of. Volkanovski is, at the moment, or talked about, the pound for pound greatest fighter of all time. So, in the UFC. His last 2 wins were to Yair Rodriguez and Calvin Kattar, both by unanimous decision. The Calvin Kattar was a spectacle. It was one of the best displays of boxing in the UFC in a fight. I'm not saying that he's the best boxer ever. I'm just saying in that particular fight, that was the best display of boxing that you've seen inside the cage. Or at least in my humble opinion, it was. And the Rodriguez fight was a close fight to begin with, but Max Holloway took over in the sort of later half of the fight and really did piece him up. Arnold Allen then, the plucky Brit, champion to be the next British UFC champion, coming off a 10-fight win streak in the UFC. Last 2 big fights were with Calvin Kattar and Dan Hooker, and both were won by TKO. Arnold Allen really is on the up, and he's a scary dude to be inside the cage with. He's got great hands. We saw that in the Dan Hooker fight and in the Calvin Kattar fight, but more so in the Dan Hooker fight. But he's not just good at throwing leather, he's also really good on the ground, and he's got several submission wins under his belt. Max Holloway, it's Max Holloway though, you know what I mean? He's a former champion, he's an incredible fighter, and I think, to be fair, one of the best personalities in the UFC. He seems like a really good guy. I'm talking like I know. I know there's a lot of talk about him falling off and having taken too many hits to the head, and maybe he's a step behind now, but I don't think that's the case. I just think that Volkanovski's that good that in his last outing he made Max look like he was a step behind. I don't believe that he's done and washed or ready to retire. Having said that though, we've got to back the Brit. Come on, the Brit. Arnold Allen's on a 10-fight win streak. I know I said that before. I definitely think it's going to be a tough fight for Allen. I by no means think it's going to be easy, but I definitely think he's going to get the win, and I think it could come by late stoppage, maybe in the 3rd or 4th. Not even sure if it's a 3 or 4 round fight, but if it's a 3-round fight, I think Allen by decision. If it's a 5-round fight, I'm going Allen TKO 4th round. So there you have it. That's my prediction. Max Holloway versus Arnold Allen this weekend. If you have been, thank you for watching. Until the next time, peace.